So you wish to be part of the clergy of Abadar?
Yes, master.
Well then, you will address the head of a local Abadar temple as banker, or, as I myself prefer, holy banker. Should you ever speak with the head of one of the larger temples, such as the Bank of Absalom, you will address him as archbanker. Is that understood?
Yes, master. Holy banker.
Good. Now tell me why you wish to join the church.
Abadar has graced my family with good fortune and wealth. My father is a respected judge in the city, and my mother inherited a sizable fortune when my grandfather died. I feel I have had the blessings of Abadar throughout my life, and therefore I wish to spread his word, hopefully making it a better world.
And a better world it would be, young
Richard Longfield, holy banker.
Well, Richard, tell me what you know of the master of the first vault.
Well, I know much of what his holy book, the Order of Numbers, teaches.
You mean what Abadar teaches?
Well, yes, I know what Abadar teaches us through the Order of Numbers.
Well, tell me then.
All of it?
A general sense of it.
Yes, well, Abadar, also known as the Master of the First Vault, the Wealthy Father, the Gold-Fisted, the Judge of the Gods...
Yes, I'm aware of his titles. Give me a general sense of his dogma.
Through him, we are able to spread the gift of civilization, the benefits of law, and well-regulated commerce. Abadar wants us to work hard, pursue wealth, and obey the law. Basically.
I guess that's it, in a general sense. Though as part of the clergy of the Wealthy Father, we are not just able to spread these gifts, we are commanded to do so. Abadar is the god of cities, law, merchants, and wealth, all of which thrive in the light of civilization. The law is to be followed, and with Abadar's blessing, following the law will eventually lead to wealth, which leads to comfort, which in turn leads to happiness. Abadar would like the poor to rise out of poverty and make them part of the trade that flourishes in the city, but he does not believe in handouts. Beggars and the sort will get nowhere with the followers of Abadar. We may give a loan, and that way have unfortunates become part of a trade agreement, but giving out money for free will only encourage more of the same. By hard work and following the law, anyone can advance their position in society. Of course, Abadar is wise beyond mortal understanding. He is well aware that some laws can be contradictory, foolish, or without any real purpose, and though the local law must be obeyed, they must still promote order and peace, for that is the only way to a functional and wealthy society. The Order of Numbers guides us towards these truths, but there is another book.
Oh, the Manual of City Building, right?
Yes, young Longfield. The Manual of City Building, a comprehensive guide on how to build a town and advancing it into a city. Though not detailing the dogma of Abadar and his church, it is still considered a holy text. Abadar guides us in several ways, and the church accomplishments are many and great.
You speak the truth, holy banker.
Abadar speaks the truth. I merely preach it.
Yes, holy banker. But what about a nation like Chiliax? Their laws promote order and ultimately peace, I guess, but they pledge their allegiance to the Lord of Contracts.
Only if you find the lash of a whip and the cries of the unfortunate peaceful. Ask the halflings of Chiliax if they find it peaceful. Of course, Abadar would have you follow the law of the land, and that goes for Chiliax as well. The Dark Prince and the Master of the First Vault are not enemies, but there is a great deal of things they do not agree upon, including the question of slaves.
So Abadar does not support such evil ways?
It is not whether slavery is evil or good. Abadar does not endorse one over the other. He keeps a perfect balance between the two alignments. It is the functionality that is frowned upon. Slaves may do hard labor, which is something the Wealthy Father encourages and rewards, but it is not done out of free will given to us by the gods. The slaves do not get the fruit of their labor and are most certainly unhappy. Abadar teaches us that all trade should be fair and that no price can compensate for an entire life of forced work. It also works against the advancement of trade. If the slaves instead were paid workers, they would engage in trade themselves, buying property, material goods, investing and so on, strengthening commerce.
I understand, Holy Banker.
Well, you will, eventually. Do you know what the first vault is?
It's a symbol, a metaphor for Abadar's patience and ability to accumulate wealth. Is it not the reason our temples so often act not just as a place of worship, but as a bank as well?
The reason our temples often act as banks is, as you said, because Abadar teaches us patience and how to accumulate wealth. The bank is an investment, a trade function, necessary for those with lesser means to gain more and to be part of more expensive forms of trade. It is also a fair and transparent way for the church to charge fees for its services and achieve more wealth. But my dear Richard, the first vault is no metaphor.
It is not?
No. The first vault is a magical trove with a perfect version of all objects and creatures. The perfect sword, the perfect deer, even the perfect law. Abadar is the guardian and master of the first vault.
Amazing.
Quite amazing indeed, just like Abadar. He is wise and just, but also stern. He despises those that break the law and actively work against it like thieves, pirates, and other criminals. He has no tolerance for gambling, drug use, or uncontrollable drinking either.
But Holy Banker, these things are not necessarily illegal and may very well be thriving businesses.
They may very well be in the short term, but in the long term they foster conflict, dulls judgment, and ultimately weakens society.
I see, Holy Banker. Does the master of the first vault have enemies among the gods? I mean, are there other churches we oppose?
Abadar is patient and understands that though some of the other gods and their followers may act in ways Abadar wouldn't, they rarely have any ill will towards him or the tenets of his followers. Of course, followers of Goshray often oppose the expansion of civilization, but it is out of ignorance, and they just lack education on the subject. The followers of Aristel would also rather see communities stay small and not become ever-expanding ventures, but again, they are simply uneducated on the matter. Gorum can lead to destruction of cities and settlements, and though this displeases Abadar, he tells us that war is a political extension of commerce and can sometimes be necessary for the advancement of civilization. Rovakok and Lamashtu are the only true enemies of the master of the first vault, and their followers are enemies of the church as well.
Are they not the enemies of everyone, Holy Banker? Except for themselves, of course.
Well, yes, obviously, but that just underlines Abadar's willingness to negotiate with almost anyone. We, the clergy of Abadar, adapt this willingness to negotiate, and like the wealthy father, we always prefer peaceful ways to do Abadar's bidding. In cases where negotiations aren't an option, such as with those that try to mislead the church, avoid paying taxes, and even steal from it, our well-respected and feared tax masters are sent out to solve the problem. They usually get free hands by local authorities to deal with the problem as they see fit. The church even has a few paladins in its service, even though they are exceptionally rare.
Paladins? But I thought Abadar didn't endorse neither good nor evil.
He doesn't favor one over the other, but some of these holy warriors find the word of Abadar to be of good alignment, and though their preaching can be quite aggressive at times, the few we have serve us well.
I can imagine, Holy Banker. I have so much to learn.
Indeed you do, and learn you shall, Richard Longfield. Welcome to the clergy of Abadar.
Greetings. Thank you for watching the Tower of Tomes. If you like the content, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. Also, please have a look at the Tower of Tomes Patreon page. There will be a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.